Hey loves, I am reporting live. I just like saying that even though I'm never ever live. Maybe one day I'll start doing live videos, but I am recording from my favorite place in the world, Lafayette Park. And I just wanted to get outside because sometimes slightly changing your normal environment allows you to change your perspective on things or your emotional state. And one of the questions on my monthly review, or excuse me, not monthly review, my monthly assessment, which is a separate thing, but my monthly assessment, one of the questions is I have an environment that outside of my home that fosters an emotional state that I like. I'm paraphrasing, but it's essentially a place outside the house where I can go and I feel comfortable and safe and rejuvenated. And for me, that place is Lafayette Park. Because it's gorgeous. And there's always cute little animals and doggies and squirrels and bunnies and stuff. Anywho, so I came outside because there are a lot of things that have been piling up that I need to deal with. And today was my first day where I didn't have any hard, fast things on my calendar. And so got grocery shopping done because that was overdue since I'd been back in town. Processed my paper tray with mail and not necessarily bills, but like statements and different things, sorted through all of that. And then next up was updating my budget because I'm in a new month and some of my financial responsibilities have shifted because of that big purchase I talked about the other day. So that took away some things from my budget, but then still have to maintain a certain amount of balance in my spending, so adjusted my budget. And I know prior to adjusting my budget, which is what I did while I was in the park. All the other things I handled while I was indoors, and I was feeling like, ugh. But I was like, you know what? I can budget and still go outside. It could be a win-win. I could enjoy this beautiful day and be productive. And so that's what I did. I came to the park. I used my hotspot on my iPad, and I adjusted my budget. And it was funny because before I started to adjust my budget, I was feeling these feelings like, oh my gosh, I need to figure out how to build wealth. Like, how am I going to maintain all of these different sets of bills now? And I was just feeling like I wasn't making enough money to sustain my lifestyle. And then when I sat down and adjusted my budget, looked at, where I am and what my needs are, and looking at my actual spending trends, I use mint.com to balance my finances, which I think is the utmost important tool for anyone who wants to be financially stable as they're working their way to being financially free, which is where I am. Financially stable, that is. Not quite financially free yet, but I'm working towards it. But yeah, using mint.com to bring a new level of awareness, not even a new level of awareness, but just continuing the awareness that I have of my financial situation. Excuse me. And as I start to just put down a note first before I transferred it to Mint, put down what my expenses are, what my spending goals are, what my savings goals are, and then adjust those numbers in Mint. Like I used to do it every week, and that was a little intense. I was looking at my money like, why isn't it growing? Now I look at it twice a month. Once in the beginning of the month and once at the end of the month, or excuse me, once at the beginning/end of the month and once in the middle of the month. So twice a week, or excuse me, 2 times a week. No, I'm still saying that wrong. 2 times a month. Walking and talking, getting better at it, I guess. Anywho, I check my budget twice a month, and I know that I am in misalignment financially when I have fear about checking my budget, or I'm avoiding checking my budget, or avoiding processing my receipts because I save my receipts for everything to make sure everything is, correct. So I'm avoiding doing those things is because I'm feeling fear about my finances. And not that I was feeling fear this time around, but I was just feeling like lack. Just feeling a sense of lack, and then just sitting outside in this abundant space, which the outdoors are. It's a space of abundant life and natural beauty. And then working on my financial state, everything felt abundant and the numbers equaled out. I'm not spending outside of my means, which is good. I'm a big proponent of the 50-30-20 rule. Like 50% of your spending should go towards your needs, 30% should go to your wants, and 20% to your savings and debt reduction. However, my numbers are a little off, and I realized my needs are slightly over that 50%. They're not quite to 60, but they're a little over 55. So living outside my means in that way, not spending more than I make, but just not the correct ratios. Hi, cutie. It's a puppy. And then instead of spending the primary amount of my budget, the secondary primary amount, that 30% on wants, I'm really shifting that to be towards debt reducing and saving, because I used a lot of my savings to buy this large want that I had. And so I need to rebuild, not all my savings, I still have a good amount, but rebuild that chunk that I spent. And I have a doctor bill that I want to pay now, just some things, I'm a person who likes to throw money at debt. I don't like debt, and luckily, I may have said this before, there's a difference between having debt and being in debt. I have debt, but I have a positive net worth. That means I'm not in debt, right? So that's why I like throwing money at my problems or at my debt. I wish you guys could see. Can you see that moon? Oh, it looks like a little tiny white spot. It's so pretty. I love when the moon and the sun are out at the same time. You can see them both at the same time. So I just wanted to talk about that. Like, getting outside of my environment helped me to shift the way that I was approaching adjusting my budget, which is like a normal task that I do, twice a month, and made me feel better about the task, and the task is done. And one thing that I realized too is today was a really productive day, and it was because I didn't schedule things. Sometimes we schedule things as a way to be productive, but we don't always schedule the things that are most important. And I may do another video on the Eisenhower decision matrix, the intersections of what's urgent, important, and what's not urgent, not important. But today I handled a lot of important things. Nothing urgent. No, except for groceries, that was urgent. But, nothing was falling apart, but I handled a lot of things that could easily be pushed off, but I didn't. And, cleaned up the house. It was just a really fun, productive day. And I feel a little more energized for the coming week. So what I'm going to do to wrap up this day, because I think I can make it to bed on time, because I'm making this video for one before bedtime. I am going to do a load of laundry. I am going to take a look at my monthly assessment and see where are some areas I can think of focusing on for this next quarter of the year, because it's time. Essentially, I'll be doing a quarterly review. This quarter, the first quarter of the year is already over, but doing a more comprehensive quarterly review. I did a short one as a part of Toast to You, so I'll be doing a more in-depth one. So yeah, just looking at my life, taking an overview of it, taking an overview look of my life, and hopefully I'll have some things to share with you after doing that. So I don't know what this was. It's just me talking, because that's what these things are mostly. And hopefully you found it nourishing or insightful, mind, body, or soul. But most of all, remember that change is inevitable, but growth is a choice. I am Brandi Keeler, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.